Latest football news, engaging debates,
and fascinating opinions.
Pitchside Talk on IO Radio.
Yes, and welcome to Pitchside Talk here on IO Radio. We are back for another week of football action. Me and
Dan, back again.
Back again once again. How have you been this week, Dan?
I've been okay. It's been a bit depressing, really, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, we will get into that. It's been a depressing week of football for you, hasn't it? Before I forget to mention, if you want to follow us on Twitter, is @talk_pitch. If you want to follow us on Instagram, it is @talk_pitch. And then for, oh my God, I've just lost my plot there. Twitter is @pitchsidetalk. And then for YouTube, if you want to find all our previous shows, it's Pitchside Talk. Okay, I'm just losing it very slightly there. So Dan, what have we got coming up on the show today?
Right, so today we're going to be talking about Ipswich again and their game at the weekend against Coventry. We're also going to talk about the Premier League results and also the 2 Champions League games yesterday.
Ooh, very interesting. I think we should just get straight into it. Like lightning, you know. Stay up to date with the latest footy news.
Pitchside Talk on IO Radio.
Yes, welcome back to Pitchside Talk here on IO Radio. Before I forget to mention, if you want to follow us on social media, I'll get it right this time.
Yeah.
Twitter is @pitchsidetalk. Instagram is talk_pitch. And also, if you want to listen back to any of our previous shows, like last week's, you can listen to them on Pitchside Talk on YouTube. And this one will be out a few hours later, not too long now. So if you missed anything, you can go back and listen to it.
Yeah.
And now we're going to be talking about Ipswich Town. They played again on Saturday against Coventry City, League One leaders, may I stress. Unbeaten in 13 games, if I remember correctly. Ipswich coming off a poor run, poor Tuesday night really against Fleetwood.
Yep.
And they showed some more spirit, more character. But they still lost 1-0 when, what's his name? Matt Godin?
Godin, yeah.
Godin scored in the 16th minute. Yeah. Thoughts on the points both of us when I was there, actually, again.
You were, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a good luck charm anymore.
No, you're not. I blame you for
do
everything, yeah. It's your fault. No. Yeah, we were better on Saturday. We definitely were. But, you know, it still wasn't good enough for me. I know we were playing against top of the league. But that's not an excuse, I don't think. We should put in the performances and get the win anyway, no matter what the team is. So, yeah, still wasn't good enough. The only positive really was it was better than the Fleetwood game. I think anything could be better than that Fleetwood game, to be honest. But, yeah, we were better, but, you know, we still didn't show enough. We had pretty much zero attacking threat. I think Did we play we played a 4-3-3.
Yep, 4-3-3.
With Judge and Bishop on the wings, which is not really what I'd choose. But yeah, it's a bit odd. But yeah, still not good enough, which is really annoying.
Still not
really
good enough.
Frustrating.
As you just mentioned there, 4-3-3 was played. Lambert reverted back to the 4-3-3 after playing 3-5-2 on Tuesday night. Going back to what works, which did work. It worked against Blackpool, but it didn't get the result he wanted, but it came at the cost of 6 changes again.
Yeah.
Did he make the right decisions and the right changes, really? Because there was a lot of people that went out.
Yeah, there was.
I don't know, really played well against Fleetwood, but did he bring the right people in?
I guess, yeah, maybe. I think, you know, we have a lot of injuries at the moment. I think he probably made the right decision. Well, except the goalkeeper, of course. You know my dislike for Norris.
You love him, really.
But yeah, I think he probably made the right decisions with the team, with the players that he has. I would have started Dobber in this game. I think he's showing he can be a really good player. It was annoying to see that he wasn't going to start. But still, we've got what. 4 players on the pitch that can play centre midfield. No, 5 players that can play centre midfield. So, I don't know. I guess the system was a bit strange in the end, I think, going with a 4-3-3 with the players that he put out. But, as you said, it worked at Blackpool, even though we did lose the game. So, I guess the system was okay. But, yeah, still, Coventry were better than us.
Yes, and still no attacking goal threat. It's not good enough. Is it just down to a lack of confidence? Now it's just coming into this period, which was supposed to be the best period of Ipswich Town's season, having all these home games. I think it's 8. Is it 5 now out of the last 8?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
and they're not confident. They're coming there and expecting to lose.
Yeah.
Really, is that just down to a lack of confidence?
Yeah,
In the team.
yeah, it could be. I think obviously the confidence is low. The fans are getting on the players' backs quite rightly, so the confidence is going to be low. Obviously injuries haven't helped. I know, and suspensions. I know Jackson's back on Saturday, which is a positive, but we still, I don't think, have enough. I think we need the midfield to do more. I think Bishop can do that. I think Judge can do that if they're on their day, which is quite rare at the moment, as a lot of players are out of form.
Well, Bishop seems to be quite decent.
Yeah. I think Bishop can be very decent if he has the support around him, which he doesn't, in my opinion. So, yeah, we're not really using him to his strengths as such. I think he's looking really promising, though. I've seen it since he started playing in the playoff season. So he could be a fantastic player. I think he can make a difference. But, yeah, I think a mixture of not enough confidence, injuries to our main two strikers, or a suspension and injury to our main two strikers really hasn't helped us. And, we've got Sears and Simpson, which, Sears, he can score goals. We've seen it before, but I don't think he's properly an out-and-out striker. And we play long balls to him, which he can't do anything with.
No.
And then Simpson, he's a youngster who hasn't even started a game for us. So, yeah, I think mixture of no confidence and injuries as well.
Did you sort of get the decision when Simpson came on and thought, it's going to go 2 up top, but then took Sears off? Was that the right decision by Lambert? Because there was a few people on there that weren't playing particularly too well. Sears was playing all right. But if you're going to go for the game, you want 2 strikers up there instead of 1, wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. No, I don't agree with that. I don't think he should have brought Sears off. I think Sears looked okay in the second half. I think he was making a difference, trying to get us forward. And I think we definitely could have played 2 up front at some point in this game to at least try and get an equaliser. But yeah, that was a bit strange. I think Bishop, he looked shattered. I think he probably could have gone off for Simpson at some point and then bring Judge into the number 10 role, which we know that he can play really well. So yeah, that was a bit strange because Sears, he looked like he was okay and he was performing well. So yeah, I didn't really agree with that substitution at all, really.
Well, Lambert asked on Friday in his big press conference, high pressure press conference, don't we call them?
Yeah.
He asked for the fans to support the team after what happened on Tuesday. Did he get that support on Tuesday? There was 18,000 Ipswich fans there. 2,000
commentary, mind you.
I have to say, mad props to them.
Yeah, they were the best away fans I've seen at Portman Road this year.
I've never seen so many since probably Norwich.
Yeah. They were definitely the loudest, so fair play.
Fleetwood.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the atmosphere was a bit better, and I think it makes a difference when we're playing top of the league, because I think we were expecting a loss anyway. So, but there were still frustrations, obviously. But we didn't clap the players off at full time on Tuesday, but there was definitely more people that clapped the fans off clapped the players off on Saturday. So yeah, I think there was a bit more support, but people are still frustrated, and we're not going to stand for this much longer. There's the protest being planned.
It's the 5-point
protest, which I think is a very good thing. I think that's a brilliant thing that they're doing.
I have to say that's now inspired lots of other 5-point protests as well, and sort of what should change in Ipswich Town.
Yeah, and as they said, it's not a Marcus Evans out protest.
No,
it's a protest about how the club is at the moment. The 5 points, which I can't remember off my head at the moment, but
I'll have a look.
All right, but yeah, it's just the club as a whole. I think the owner, sporting director Leo Neal, the manager, and the players, they all come into this, and I think that's a great thing. But I think obviously we'll still support the lads over the 90 minutes, and Lambert has a right to say that he needs the support, but fans aren't going to stay for much longer, I don't think, if this form carries on, unfortunately. We're going to get more and more frustrated as time goes on.
I'm just trying to find it. Sorry,
Right.
I'm nearly there. There we go. We've got mentality,
Yep.
ambition, investment and sustainability, transfer policy, and transparency.
Yeah. So some good points, and I think that's a brilliant thing that the Blue Action guys are doing, and let's hope that it
It resolves in something.
Yeah. It changes something at least. That'll be the main goal.
It does do. But Paul Lambert come under more pressure now. 4 points in the last 9 games, the lowest than any other side in League One this season. Bury are lower, but Bury not in the league for a start.
That's very depressing.
Also now he's got a worse loss percentage than Paul Gill did in his time as Ipswich Town manager. We're not seeing him. Our fans now sort of just accepting that he's here for the long haul. He isn't gonna go anytime soon. Like we said last week, he's walking on a tightrope with a very soft landing, and he can have as many tries as he wants at it.
Yeah.
Ipswich Town is just now accepting that he's here for the foreseeable future, and probably for most of next season.
Yeah, maybe. I think I definitely accepted that he's not going to leave. But, you still see people on Twitter saying, well, how hasn't Lambert gone? And I'm like, it's just not going to happen. We gave him a 5-year contract. Maybe there's a clause about mathematic.
There is the ruins of the performance clause.
Yeah,
but
performance
we don't
clause.
know.
No. So maybe he'll get the sack. But, it costs money to do that, obviously, and I don't think Marcus Evans and Lee O'Neill are willing to do that. I just can't see Lambert leaving, and I reckon he'll stay next season and see maybe how he does. You see who he brings in, who he wants to bring in the summer, because this summer's going to be a massive one.
Like last summer and the summer before that.
Well, yeah,
every summer's massive.
But this summer is really going to be massive because I want to get out this league, which. It's not looking like it's going to happen. But, I don't think Lambert's going to leave anytime soon. So I think I'm just going to accept that he's going to stay. And that's why I'm not fully Lambert out, like just saying it out loud, even though I might be inside.
Okay, well, Ipswich have slipped down to 10th place after being first in January. It was looking all rosy in January, but it's now looking very depressing in March. Is the club solely into decline on and off the field? Are we now seeing some Ipswich? Because if we look at since the start of 2018, Ipswich have played 115 games, scored 115 goals, 51 losses, has spent 254 days in the relegation zone, and also this is the lowest league position since 1959. And it's just looking dire on and off the pitch. Do you feel? What changes need to be made in the club on the pitch and behind the scenes? As you mentioned, the 5-point protest. Looks like it's going to hopefully bring something, make the fans a bit more open up to Ipswich Town.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of things that need to change. I think obviously investment is a massive thing. I know people are saying that the investment isn't the problem, but I think it probably is a problem. We had a chance to at least buy someone on loan who can score goals in January up front, and look how that's come back to haunt us coming into March. Now, all of our strikers are out, so I think investment is the main thing. I think maybe the players. I just think we need a manager who is kind of not as harsh as Paul Hurst was, but is firm and won't, will say what he thinks. Not like, I just get the feeling that Lambert is a bit too soft on the players for me. That's the feeling I get from him. I think the players can get away with a lot because you see after that performance against Fleetwood, if I was the manager, I would have gone in that changing room and told them what I thought, not on the field hugging them. So I think that's probably a main problem as well. I think we need a manager that can actually put his point across properly. And people say that Neil Warnock can do that. We've seen all them viral videos of him. So yeah, maybe he can do that. But there's still a lot more changes, of course, that need to be enforced. But it's not looking good for us.
Not looking good. And now it's time for Dan's Man of the Match. Yes. It's back for another week by popular demand. We absolutely love it on here because I have to force you to say a Man of the Match out of an awful performance.
Yep.
And so this week, who is your Man of the Match from Ipswich Town versus Coventry?
All right. So My man of match for Ipswich versus Coventry was Guion Edwards.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never thought I would ever hear these words. All the times you say about Green Edwards, oh, no, he's not good at all. And you just said he's your man of the match.
Yeah, I know.
Now,
Well,
come on, why?
Well, he was the best player for us, I think, on Saturday. I think he was brilliant coming forward. He has his critics defensively, but coming forward, he was fantastic. Some of the moves he'd done against the Coventry left back were really good, and I think he was definitely a threat on the attack. I just don't think that wing back is the right position for him. But he was fantastic. He was definitely our best player. I wouldn't say fantastic, actually, but he was definitely our best player on Saturday for me. I thought he had a fantastic game, and yeah, he does have his critics. He's a little bit weak, but he had a good game.
He had a good game. Well, speaking about Guion Edwards, do you feel that he's actually kind of grown quite well into this wing-back role after having his performance? He's played 13 games at wing-back this season. He's sort of now he'd be the second choice, wouldn't you say, when Kane Vincent-Young comes back.
Yeah.
His contract runs out this summer with a further 12 months option. We also have that further 12-month option. Do you feel that it should maybe act on that and secure him in for another 12 months? Because he could be quite good maybe next season, having more experience. And if Kane Vincent-Young does get injured, touch wood, he does not.
No, let's hope so.
When's he supposed to be back, can I ask?
Well, it was supposed to be end of February.
Yeah.
But it's the 11th of March now, so and he's still not back.
Keep me waiting.
Well, I think he got a little bit of a knock that set him back a little bit, which, that happens to every single good Ipswich player that gets injured.
No.
So,
but yeah, do you feel he's just growing quite well into this role?
yeah, I think to be fair, he was just thrown into this role. He didn't really have any experience of playing there. I still think defensively he's a little bit weak, but I think he's definitely grown into this role. Obviously, we played a 4-3-3, so it wasn't quite a wing back system, but he was good coming forward. So I think he has grown into this role, and fair play to him because he's had a pretty poor run of form this season and last season as well. And he has his critics, but to be just chucked in at right wing back, back in, I think that was around Accrington where he first started.
It was Accrington, yes, it was Accrington.
Yeah, because I think he came off for someone who was injured. I'm guessing that was Vincent-Young, but yeah, fair play to him because he's definitely grown into it, and that's not his favoured position. And I think we should give him that extension. I think he'd definitely be useful. Obviously, I still think that Vincent-Young's our first choice right back, but I think he can be a pretty good backup for him. And even if we need a winger, he can play there as well. So, yeah, I'll definitely give him the extension.
Okay, well, this Saturday, Ipswich travel down to Bristol Rovers, who have only won 2 games since beating Ipswich back in December. They've beaten Sunderland on Tuesday, which is quite mad. Ipswich away from the last 5 games. They've only won 1 in the last 5 or 10. 1 in the last 10. Not looking very good for Ipswich. They could sit down to 11th place with a loss or go back up to 9th with a win. Bristol could go down to 15th with a loss or go up to 13 with a victory. What will we expect on this game on Saturday? And what is your score prediction, Dan?
I think it's just going to be the same story again. I think we'll probably play well for the first half, or we'll play all right through the whole game, and we won't take our chances, and I think we'll lose 1-0. I think that's pretty much what will happen. That's my score prediction. Bristol Rovers 1, Ipswich 0.
Okay, well, straight to the point that was. Short and sweet.
I'm not confident at all for Saturday. Well, I'm not confident for any game really now.
No.
We haven't been playing well, obviously. Our form's awful. So, yep, 1-0 loss, I think.
Oh, not sounding too good. Maybe we could cheer ourselves up with a bit of a Premier League news, hopefully.
Pitchside Talk on IO Radio.
Yes, that's right. Pitchside Talk. It is one of our own here on IO Radio. And before I forget to mention, if you want to follow us on our social medias, we have Twitter, which is Pitchside Talk. We do polls and all that. We've got actually quite a lot of polls out now. And also little clips from the show. I've always noticed a few. I'm going to quote from this already. A few little interviews and that, so you can see that. Little highlights there. Also, if you want to follow us on our Instagram, it's talk_pitch. And if you want to listen back to this whole show, if you missed the whole section, don't worry. in a few hours, it'll be back up on YouTube on Pitchside Talk as a podcast. How exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting. And now we're moving on to the Premier League. A week of not much really happened.
No.
Not much really happened apart from this big match they called the Manchester Derby. Two small teams in Manchester. They don't like each other. They come together twice each year and they kick a ball about. And the red half of Manchester won. As Solskjaer said, it's a privilege to manage his players at Manchester United do the Premier League double over Manchester City for the first time in a decade. Also, Martial was actually one of the first people to score against Manchester City in 2 different fixtures. The last player to do that was Cristiano Ronaldo.
Wow.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
When did he play for Man United? My God. Ages ago.
2008, I want to say, earliest.
Wow.
Maybe 09.
Madness. Doesn't
Madness.
even seem like that long ago.
It doesn't. It seems like that Port's free kick's still going into this day. From crisis of Manchester United, where they lost to Burnley all those months ago, to now being only 3 points off the top 4. What I know sounds bad, but what a turnaround by Manchester United.
Yeah.
From crisis to now being 3 points off the top 4.
Yeah.
Do you think they can make it into this top 4? Will they be back in the Champions League next season, in this crazy season?
Well, yeah, as you said, it's a crazy season, so I think anything can happen. Yeah, it's a fantastic turnaround for them. A couple of months ago, their fans were in uproar.
Crisis.
It was crisis.
Manchester United's not our club.
Yeah. So yeah, it's mad now that they're 3 points off the top 4. I think, Chelsea, I think they're on an okay run at the moment, aren't they? They're not doing amazing. I think they're
doing all right.
Yeah, they're doing okay. But, if Man United continue this run, I think they've got every chance of getting in the top 4. It's only 3 points, and it's a mad season, so anything can happen. I don't know. I don't know if Man United are going to get in there or not. I'm just going to say yes.
You're going to say yes? Well, I put it out to the people on Twitter. We got over 1,000 votes. Thank you very much for voting. And 53% of people said yes, Manchester United will make it into the top 4 this season. Oh, by heck, it's not a good time to be alive for a Liverpool fan.
Well, what are you talking about? Look at the league table.
I know.
You got 2 games to go and you're going to win the league. So.
I know, but it's still tense. It's still tense. 2 games. As you said, that it's 2 games now. Manchester City are lost to Manchester United. They're now 25 points off Liverpool. It's the first of a time in Pep's managerial career that he's lost 7 games in a single season in the league.
Oh, that's poor.
He never done that against Barcelona or Bayern Munich. It's a poor stat.
Yeah.
Should be gone. Gone. Bye-bye. The last time Manchester City lost to the same team twice in the season was Chelsea back in 16-17. I wonder what happened that season then. But it's just been a disappointing season for Manchester City. I know they got silverware, they got the Carabao Cup, which is theirs, because that's the only cup they can win at the moment. But is it still disappointing for them in this league? Because they should have, they've been coming to this league, they know what to expect, and they're crumbling.
Yeah. It's definitely been a disappointing season. And you wouldn't think that, considering that they're second. You wouldn't think that second place is a disappointing season. But for Man City standards, I think it definitely is disappointing for them. And of course, they've got 2 years without Europe now. So
yeah, coming up.
Yeah, so it's not good for them at the moment. They're definitely had a poor season, but they're Man City, so I don't think it'll be long till they're back up there. I guess we'll have to see how they do next season, but not a great season for them.
Not a great season. Well, we're now going to look at the other Premier results around this weekend. As you mentioned, Liverpool are only 2 wins off the league now after winning against Bournemouth 2-1, getting back to winning ways. It was actually 3 because Man City lost. It's now 2.
Yes.
There was a thing that if Liverpool could win the title before they play their next game, that can't happen now after Man City's game against Arsenal is postponed tonight because of the coronavirus.
Yes.
Yes, we might have to get onto that later on with other matches coming up. But Liverpool back on winning ways. It was a good performance by them, but they did the Liverpool way. It wasn't easy, especially with Callum Wilson scoring in the 9th minute.
Yeah.
But was it a foul on Joe Gomez for a start?
I don't think it was. I think, yeah, you can probably look at that and think it's a push, but I don't think there's anything in that. I think that's just strength. I think they're both looking at the ball, going for the ball. I think Wilson done well up against him. So, no, I don't think it was a foul. I don't know what you think about that.
I don't know. I think it isn't a foul, but if he did go over, then yes, I think it would have done. But because he didn't go over and they all sort of stopped, then no.
Yeah, I think VAR made the right decision there.
Yeah, I think if he went over, it would have been, it's a foul.
Yeah.
But because
probably.
he didn't, it's just like, he's strong enough. He's kept his balance.
Yeah, definitely.
Very much. And Bournemouth now back in the danger zone. They are 18th, 27 points, but they are only they're only like a few goal difference off getting out of the relegation zone. Since the start of last season, they lost 24 away games. Since the start of last season. That's more than any other side has ever done.
Yeah.
It's not looking good for them, but they still got the players to do it, haven't they?
Yeah, I think they have. I think they've got the quality to do it, but it's going to be difficult because West Ham, they got a decent result against someone I can't remember. Great research from me in the fixture before the Arsenal game, and Watford, they beat Liverpool, so it shows that teams can get results. So it's definitely going to be tough for them, but they can still do it. It's only goal difference. So I guess we'll see how they do.
We will have to see. Speaking of West Ham, they travelled to Arsenal and lost a 1-0. Dave Moyes described it as it could have been a brilliant result for West Ham, but they lost 1-0 to Arsenal. Since Arteta's been appointed, Arsenal have only lost one game since he's been appointed.
Wow, I didn't even realise that.
In the league, they lost more. They lost to Olympiacos, but we don't speak about that. We don't speak about the Europa League, but they lost to Chelsea. But Arsenal, are they? Can we say they are in this top four race? On form wise, they've collected only the teams that have collected more points than them is Burnley and Liverpool. So can we say they're in this? Are they?
It's a difficult one because obviously it's only that's not the updated table. But no, it still will be 5 points. Off 5 points. Chelsea. So there's still quite a lot of the season to go. So they can easily catch that up, but I don't see them getting in the top four this season. But they could still be in with a chance and be in the fight, I think. Definitely.
Well, they've still got 2 games in hand.
Yeah.
One's against Man City and Southampton.
Yeah. So. It's going to be difficult, though. I don't think they'll get in the top four this year, but they'll be in the fight.
And West Ham losing to Arsenal, very disappointing for them. They should have got something out of this game, especially when it finished 1-0. And looking at the run of fixtures next, they've got Wolves at home, Tottenham away, and Chelsea at home. It's not a good run for them, and especially with how close they are to 18th place, which is Bournemouth. Only a few goal difference separate them, tied on points. This could be a big moment for them.
Yeah, it could be, and they've got a pretty difficult run coming up, so it's definitely not looking good for West Ham, and that's a shame because they're a massive club. They've got some decent players. They've gone to a new stadium. Now they've got a chance of going down, which is madness. But I still think they're going to stay up this season. I think they've got the quality in their squad to do it. But it's still looking quite poor at the moment.
Still looking quite poor. And moving on to the next game, we have Crystal Palace 1 against Watford, 1-0, putting Watford back in the relegation battle after their triumph against Liverpool. I still can't believe it to this day, but it was going to end some point. But Crystal Palace have won their 3rd consecutive Premier League game for the first time this season. The last time they did that was 17-18. So a long time ago.
Yeah.
Roy Hodgson got a new contract as well until 2021, which will take him to be the oldest manager ever in the Premier League.
Wow.
Yikes. But Crystal Palace, they're kind of away from this relegation battle now.
Yeah.
Have they now sort of just cemented themselves that we're not going to go down now?
Yeah.
After this sort of run they had. It's a good run.
Yeah, it's a good run. And they've cemented themselves in mid-table. They're still only 6 points off top 4, which is a bit mad.
Bonkers.
But I think they're safe now. I think they'll be happy with the season they've had. They had a bit of a rocky patch mid-season, I think. They had a decent start, and they had a bit of a rocky patch in the middle of the season. They were quite close to the bottom 3.
Yeah, they went winless in 7.
Yeah, But they've done well to climb back up the table. So I think they'll be happy with where they are at the moment. And yeah, they're safe now.
And Watford, poor result by them. Could have got something out of this game.
Yeah.
The next game is against Leicester, so it'd be a tearful one for Nigel Pearson coming up against his former side. First ever time against Leicester City.
Wow.
I thought he'd come up against them earlier, but apparently hasn't. But that could be a bit of a problem for them, can't it?
Yeah, difficult game against Leicester. And, you know, we knew it was going to be a tough relegation fight, but I think they have done well to get out of it. You know, they were at the start of the season, they were quite far off, and we were saying that Watford are going to go down this season. So I think Nigel Pearson's done well to get them where they are. So it's definitely difficult being in a relegation fight in any league. So, you know, it's all up in the air at the moment, I think, down at the bottom, who will be in the top three at the end of the season.
Well, a team that we expected to be in the bottom three, Sheffield United. I don't know what's happened to them, but there's some things telling me that they are in 7th place in the league. They beat Norwich 1-0. I think that's the only positive we could take out that Ipswich Town match performance. But they're on fire. Can we really? Is this true? Will they be in the Champions League next season? Can they do it? This would be a miracle, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be a miracle, and it would be madness if they're in the Champions League.
Chris Basham up against Lionel Messi. I would pay good money to see that. Let's get this to happen.
Yeah, let's hope so. And why not? I think they have the confidence. They believe that they can do it. So why not? I think they should just go for it and see what happens. And that'll be mad if they are in the Champions League next year. It really will. I just say well done to Dean Henderson. He done fantastic.
Yes,
in that game.
Gonna mention him.
England's number one.
Should he be England's number one? Because he's kept 10 clean sheets in 27 games.
Yeah.
He's on loan for Manchester United. Should Gareth give him that chance? We've got friendlies coming up in March. Should he get that chance? Because he looks like he could, be the star of the Euros, really.
Yeah.
Looking at Pickford's form at the moment. Didn't do too well against Chelsea. We'll get onto that later on.
Yeah, I think he should definitely be England's number one at the moment. I think he's the best England keeper we've got, especially on the form that Pickford's on. You know, Pickford had a fantastic World Cup, but you know he's not been great recently. So Henderson's definitely, I think, the first choice. You know, we've got friendlies coming up. I think one's against. I don't think the Italy one will probably go ahead, but we've got one against Denmark. So I think that'll be a chance to see how he does in that friendly, definitely. And I'd pick him as England's number one.
Pick him to England's number one. Norwich, not a good day at the office.
No.
They've won the fewest points away from home this season, less than any other side. And that's it, really. At Newcastle, they got their goal after a drought of 4 games or 270 minutes. St. Maximin leading them to 3 points against a 10-man Southampton. This is actually quite funny. Steve Bruce has actually got a better record than Rafa Benitez did at this stage of last season. He's won 4 more points than Rafa Benitez. And they're actually a position higher than they were with Rafa.
Yeah.
So it looks like at the moment, it's a good move.
Yeah. I kind of feel bad for putting Newcastle and Sheffield United in my bottom 3 predictions.
It's not like I'd put Brighton in mine.
It's mad how that's happened. I think Steve Bruce has definitely done better than I thought he would. Pretty much everyone. I think even Newcastle fans at the start of the season were saying that they're going down. So, he's done a great job. You know, he's brought in some decent players. You know, Almiron and St. Maximin, they goal scoring records. They didn't score until what was it, December? I think Almiron's first goal was.
Almiron's first goal.
So yeah, they've done well, and you know they're safe now. So I think they'll be happy with how it's gone this season.
We'll be happy. And the last 3 o'clock game was Wolves v Brighton. That ended 0-0. Brighton are winners in the 2020, and Wolves have got the most draws. Yeah, they've got the most draws out of 5 than any other side this season. But moving on to the evening game, which was Tottenham travelled to Burnley, and they clawed a point from a Dele Alli penalty, ending 1-1. Tottenham were winners in 5 games in all competitions. They were outclassed by Burnley in the first half. Burnley deserved more from it, but this is just showing that the testament of how good Burnley are. And there's a few people in there that might get an international call up, possibly. Yeah,
maybe. Yeah, I think Burnley have done brilliantly. You know, they've always been a solid side. I think it's always been tough to beat Burnley with the defence they have. Sean Dyche is a brilliant manager, I think. So, yeah, it's definitely showed how well Burnley are doing. and to kind of dominate Tottenham in the first half. Really, shows what they can do. It's just I think they'll look back at this game and think they could have won the game. But Tottenham came back, equalised. So yeah, I think Burnley will be disappointed. But they've had a good season, and I think they'll be happy with the way it's gone.
Well, a manager that won't be disappointed is Frank Lampard. He saw his side win 4-0 against Everton. Whoa. Putting their place back into top four, showing they've got some consistency in the side.
Yeah.
It's the first time they've won consecutive home games since last season, which was Brighton and West Ham. Chelsea looking quite back on form. Do they look like they could make? Well, they are in that fourth place at the moment. Can they keep this consistency up to keep that fourth away from Manchester United and the teams chasing below?
Yeah, it's going to be difficult, and they'll be looking down at them 5th, 6th, and 7th and thinking that they're a bit too close, and the teams could catch up quite easily. But if they keep this consistency, then I think they can stay in the top four. And I think my prediction for the end of the season is this top four that it is now. Man United are getting closer, obviously, but I think Chelsea have got enough to stay in the top four this year. But my predictions are pretty much always wrong, so I guess we'll see. But I think Frank Lampard's done a decent job at Chelsea. With the players he has, he's had to kind of rely on the youngsters a little bit. This new player, Billy Gilmore,
yeah,
he's looking fantastic. Unfortunately, he's Scottish though, which is a bit annoying. But he's looking fantastic. So yeah, he's had to rely on youngsters, but that's paid off, I think. I think Chelsea fans would have taken 4th at the start of the season in a Champions League spot.
Because Chelsea using their academy, what's going on?
Yeah.
But Everton, not a good day at the office for them. This is Carlo Ancelotti's joint heaviest defeat as a manager. The last heaviest defeat he got was when he was managing Real Madrid, when he was beaten by Atletico Madrid, losing 4-0. So not a good day at the office for him.
No.
And the last match we've got is Leicester. They beat Aston Villa 4-0, ending a drought of 1 win in 5, only their 3rd victory in 2020. Aston Villa are the only side to not keep a clean sheet away from home this season. They're 2 points now off safety Aston Villa.
Yep.
It's not looking good, is it?
No.
Are they now becoming the second sort of cemented team in there with Norwich? They've got still games in hand.
Yeah, they have.
But I think one of their games in hand is against Arsenal, if I can get it up.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be tough. And yeah, I think after this game, I think that's pretty much cemented them in the bottom 3. It's going to be. I know it's only 2 points, and they've got a game in hand, but it's looking really tough for them, and that's quite disappointing because I think they definitely have a quality side and a good manager as well. But yeah, it's definitely not looking good for them. And yeah, I don't know who their next games are against.
The next game is against Chelsea. Just to say, their game in hand is not Arsenal; it is Sheffield United. Sorry.
So it's still a difficult game.
Still a difficult game.
Yeah. So yeah, they've got Chelsea next, but the teams around them, they're trying to pull away, and it's not looking good for Villa. Definitely
be left in the dust.
Yeah.
But Leicester got their 3rd victory in 2020. It's quite surprising. I thought they've got more victories than that, but they look quite strong.
Yep.
They look like they're going to cement top 4, don't they?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's been a fantastic season for them. And they have a very good squad. They really do. I think we said it in the show before. When they're on that run, we're thinking that their team was actually better than their title winning. The quality that they have. So yeah, they've done brilliantly this season, and I think they've kind of cemented themselves in the top 4, and they'll be playing Champions League next year.
We'll be playing Champions League. Well, when we come back, we'll be talking about the Champions League quite
Yes.
ironically. We'll be talking about the game last night, which was Tottenham RB Leipzig, and the game tonight, which is Liverpool Atletico Madrid on Pitchside Talk.
The best place in Ipswich to hear the latest football debates, Pitchside Talk on IO Radio.
Yes, welcome back to Pitchside Talk here on IO Radio. And Dan,
Yes.
Johnson, what time it is? It's time for this. Goosebumps moment, especially when it's in an empty stadium. It's goosebumps moment. But yes, it was the Champions League last night, the second leg of the knockout rounds, And we saw an English side get knocked out in Spurs. They crashed out after being beaten by RB Leipzig. How disappointing was it last night for Tottenham? They did not look at the races at all.
No, they didn't. Yeah, it was really poor from Tottenham yesterday. Well, Leipzig, they're a decent side. They've got a young manager who's doing fantastic for them.
Julian Nagelsmann.
Yeah.
Also, he's now holds the record for the youngest ever manager to win a knockout tie at the age of 32.
Yeah, that is madness. 32.
Also, when he was 16, Jose Mourinho won his first ever Champions League.
That's mad. That is when he's 16. Wow. So yeah, Tottenham, they didn't look at the races at all. They were making mistakes all over the pitch, and it's massively disappointing. Dele Alli said after the game that he's going to apologise to the fans. So I don't know what they think about that, but not a good night.
Not a good night at all. And Jose Mourinho's woes continue on. This is actually quite a concerning stat. The last time that he won a Champions League knockout stage, was against PSG back in 2014, April. Since then, he's failed in 8 tries.
Yeah.
It's not looking good for Jose, but is he the right man for the job? We've now seen him in the job now since November time.
Yeah.
Is he the right man to take Tottenham forward? He's got the trophy experience, but
yeah,
has he got it?
Oh, I don't know. He has experience, and he's a world-class manager, really. From the jobs he's had before. Okay, he did okay at Man United, but he's done better at other clubs, obviously. But I don't know. I don't think he's really the right man to bring Tottenham forward from what we've seen so far this season. But I think it was a good appointment originally, obviously, because Pochettino was sacked from how they were doing in the league.
14th in the league.
14th in the league. So I think he probably was the right appointment at the time. But looking into the future, especially with the form that Tottenham are in, I don't know about that. I think he could probably do a job there, but it's a bit tough for him, I think.
A bit tough. So no, not a good decision then.
No, I don't think he's the right man for the job at the moment.
Oh, interesting. Well, moving on to tonight's game. Actually, no, before we move on to tonight's game, we have to mention Atalanta. Well done. They're qualified for the first time for the Champions League quarterfinals.
Yeah.
This is quite a funny stat, actually. They lost the first 3 Champions League group stage games, and then they've won 4 in a row, and now in the quarterfinals for the first ever time.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
That's good for them.
And moving on to the other games tonight, we see Liverpool take on Atletico Madrid. Liverpool are 1-0 down on aggregate at the moment, but they're positive news. Jordan Henderson's back. Andrew Robertson is back. Can we possibly see a Liverpool comeback? They've done it before against the Spanish side.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm expecting a Liverpool comeback tonight, especially at Anfield.
Or will Madrid hold on? Athletic Madrid, they're a very solid side.
Yeah.
Very firm. We've seen it before. Will they hold on? Will they learn from Barcelona's mistake? Don't play expensive football.
Yeah, maybe. And, everyone's expected them to pretty much play all of their players on their own goal line, playing super defensive. But you know how Liverpool are. And at Anfield as well, it's going to be tough for them. But yeah, they have a solid defence. I have a feeling it's going to be a fantastic game tonight. I really do.
Fantastic game. And moving on to the other game tonight, we see PSG taking on Borussia Dortmund in behind closed doors because of the coronavirus. They're playing it behind closed doors.
Yeah.
PSG have never beaten Borussia Dortmund in the European competitions, only drawing twice and losing once. And PSG have never progressed to the next stage of the Champions League after losing the first leg.
Wow.
And Dortmund have always progressed when they've won the first leg.
So.
What are we expecting from tonight? This is going to be an action-filled game in front of no one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be a bit strange, obviously. But it's going to be a good game. And I don't know who's going to go through tonight. I think, obviously, Borussia Dortmund, they'll benefit from the away goal. If they get that first, I think that'll probably be it. But, PSG are a decent side as well. But I think I can see Dortmund going through tonight.
Oh, gosh. Some interesting opinions now here on Pitchside Talk.
Pitchside Talk, footy debate from the Premier League Outback.
Yes, and welcome back to Pitchside Talk here on IO Radio. And Dan, we're at the end of the show.
We are
at the end of the show. It's been quite a good show, I thought.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot and all that about Ipswich Town, Premier League and Champions League.
Yes.
We've got lots coming up next. We've got more Ipswich Town,
We have.
Premier League, and I don't know.
Will there be a debate, maybe?
Maybe. Maybe there might be. Maybe there won't. We'll have to find out. But before I forget to mention, if you want to follow us on our Twitter, it's at Pitchside Talk. Instagram is talk_pitch. And if you want to listen to this specific show back, it'll be up about 6 o'clock tonight, where you can hear all us about talking about Ipswich Town, the Premier League and Champions League. So Dan, I want to say thanks for being on the show today.
That's all right.
Always a
Pleasure
pleasure.
being here again.
The Dream Team's back.
Yep.
We're back. 2 up top. That's what Ipswich Town should do. 2 up top, not 1 up top, 2.
Yes.
We seem to be learning from Paul Lamp's mistakes.
Yes, we are.
Yes, so we'll see you next week, and ciao.
See ya.
The whistle has been blown for full time. Tune in next week for another jam-packed show.